Tell me about
Okay, don't kiss her.
We're doing that movie then, huh?
It's soft porn. It's not weird.
I got hair of that.
Hi, I'm Faith Hovde, and you are watching Faith, Life, and Style. And today I have a special guest, and her name is Sarah Foster, and she owns and designs and does everything at BadBad Jewelry. So welcome, Sarah.
Thanks.
What made you start your own business, first of all? Let's start there. Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, well, if I were really to take it back to the beginning, it was when I was 5 years old, and I presented my very first business plan to my parents, and it was literally sketched out on a piece of notebook paper, a set of dog kennels, so we could house strays in our backyard.
Nice.
They did not approve.
They did not approve the plan.
Never went through.
Okay.
But that was the first of many business plans that I'd end up pitching, but I had no idea that's what I was doing at such a young age. But it was early on, looking back, obviously hindsight's 2020, that I realized I've always wanted to work for myself, and I've always been a visionary and wanted to run my own show. So fast forward, I graduate high school, and I try to go to college and see what kind of subject really pulls me in, and nothing was really sticking. And I happened to be working at a local ski and snowboard shop at the time, and I had an incredible boss who kind of let me play with merchandising, and I actually became the manager of this small little, mom and pop shop, and realized I love design, and I love the aesthetics of things and the clothing and the materials. And it was kind of there that I learned my love of fashion and just different textiles. So I kept, working through, that was like early 20s, and it was into my mid 20s that I ended up, or late 20s, moved down to San Diego. And I've worked for different companies and corporations, and I knew, to get real, I hated the fact that people owned my time and that I'd only get 2 weeks off out of the year, and I thought that was so ridiculous. And so I kind of kept going back to this whole concept of I want to be my own boss, and I know it, and I just don't know what to do. So I was working in the financial industry down in San Diego in downtown, and one day I came home completely stressed, because when you're a creative and you work in the financial industry in admin, it just feels like
Totally.
the lights are sucking the soul out of you.
Yes.
And
literally.
Sucking your soul. And it's really
Been
bad
there,
for the
done that.
complexion. Yeah.
It is. It's really sad when you don't have your soul intact.
Yeah. So I'm having, a girls' night by myself. And here's a little, maybe TMI, but I'm sitting in the bathtub, right? That's, my place to go and relax.
Yeah.
And I have this moment of just, total given up frustration. There's something else, and I know it, and I do this, what else could I be doing to earn money on the side and grow something? And, a bolt of lightning, it was do jewelry. And I was the reason that came to me too is I used to do jewelry just as a little side hobby when I was younger, because I struggled with confidence. So when I'd come home from school, I'd get all my stuff and sit in the backyard or in my room and just work on making jewelry. So that was always kind of my go-to to process things.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that. And I made jewelry down in San Diego for a couple weeks, and I told the women in my office one day, I'm like, hey, I've been making jewelry. Nobody really even knew I did it. And I said, okay, I'm going to set it up in the lunchroom and come in during lunch, and, I guess I'll take cash and check. I don't know if you even like something and you want to buy it. That's an option. And so I set it up, and lunch is the typical 1 hour period in corporate America.
Right.
There's about 30 women, and they came in, and I always describe it as when you go to the beach and you've got extra fries and you're like, let's throw them down and see the seagulls. That's what it felt like. It was seagulls and these women tearing apart the jewelry and I want this. And then they were all one of a kind, so a lot of women would be like, oh, I want what she has. Can you make it? And I walked away from that in an hour, and I made $300 out of $8 pairs of earrings.
Yeah.
And it was just this total sign and confirmation of, I think I'm supposed to do jewelry, and this isn't just mom buying my jewelry out of pity. These are real people in the world.
Not just selling it at a lemonade stand.
Yeah, exactly. Grandma pulls up.
One of the things when I first met you is I loved that it was just bold and that it was empowering women. Obviously, that's my message too. So I just immediately was drawn to that. And then how simple it is, but how powerful it is. And that's what I love. And that you have stayed consistent, because you've added on now a luxury line, which is awesome, but it's still consistent. So I want to talk about a few pieces. Obviously my favorite is the one that you named after me, because obviously it's awesome. So let's put our wine down, which is kind of sad, but I love this piece because it's very simple. I don't know if you can zoom in on it. Very simple, and it has a message. So how do you choose what message you're going to put on jewelry?
Well, I feel like with anybody that's creative, whatever they're making, it's really personal. It's coming from something inside. And for me, a lot of the times I'll just hammer out messages because I'm literally hammering out these messages onto different metals and coins and shapes. Things that I'm trying to tell myself in that current space or season of my life. And this one, the faith, which is so appropriate because it's the phrase that she believed she could, so she did. And that's one of my favorite pieces, and it's actually also one of my top sellers, because it's it's such a universal understanding of just women believing in themselves and realizing what they want is actually capable, and then seeing it come to fruition. I think it's an important point too, that this is all handmade. I hand make all of this, and slowly I'm hiring on a team to help me with production because things are picking up, and I will always have it be handmade, and specifically in the United States, because again, going back to employing the local community, local men and women to do stuff. So, and I source all of my materials from the United States as well. So this all happens inside my home design studio, and it's shipped right here from Richland, Washington.
Love it. I love it. So how can we get a hold of your jewelry?
There are a couple different ways right now. On Etsy, I have a whole bunch of different designs. So if you search BadBad Jewelry or just BadBad in their search bar, you can go there. And the URL is www.badbadjewelry.etsy.com. And then there's also my own website, which is badbadjewelry.com.
I don't think that's what you're supposed to do.
Oh, come closer. Look into my eyes. You gotta sing sometimes. You looked very seductive.